Hello everyone and welcome to Journey with the Kellers. My name is Amanda Keller and husband Joe Keller, and today we are out in the Keller garage. So we are actually going to be working on this. So this is a 2005 Ford Explorer Sport Trac. It's a little truck. We actually bought this because our youngest daughter is going to be getting her driver's license fairly soon, and we needed an extra car so that she can get back and forth to work. We also needed some kind of a truck for the house. We haul firewood and stuff sometimes because we do have a wood burning. So we just wanted something that could be used between both of us. And so we wanted also something not too expensive. Of course, we're not going to buy her a brand new car when she's only 16. So we found this truck at a dealership here locally nearby us. It was basically put online without them. They hadn't even checked it out. They didn't even have a price on it or anything. They just put it as coming soon. And I saw it and called them about it. We went and looked at it. And of course, Joe crawled all over it. And when he did crawl all over it, found quite a few things. There was a rear end leak. There's a leak on the transmission pan that looks like somebody might have changed the transmission fluid and pinched the seal in the pan, so it's leaking a little bit. There's a noise coming from the front driver's side tire, and just some things like that. So we were able to actually get quite a bit of money knocked off of it. Oh, also the air conditioner, I guess, doesn't work. It is leaking the Freon, so that has to be fixed too. But they knocked quite about $2,500 off of the price that they were going to sell it at. Now, this does have, I think, about 89,000 miles on it. It is a four-wheel drive also, which here in Illinois, because we have bad winters, it's a good idea to have four-wheel drive, especially for somebody who's just starting driving. And I like four-wheel drive trucks. It's like my favorite thing. And then, so we're basically got it home, and now it's been sitting in the driveway for about a week and a half while my husband worked on other projects, and now he has pulled it in. So I will try to put up as much videos as I can as us repairing this, of him repairing it mainly. And then my daughter is helping him. She's learning how to do some of this stuff, but she does not want to be on camera. So if you see like an extra pair of hands or an extra pair of legs and you're like, who's that? It's probably her. But she doesn't want to be on camera, which we try to, do what the kids want. We don't want to force them to do anything they don't want to, as far as that stuff goes. But anyway, so this right now is what my husband has discovered. He made these videos last night, so I'm going to go ahead and put them up. I don't know exactly how much of everything we'll get in, but we will be doing updates of what's going on and what all we replaced, or and if I can get videos of him fixing things, I will. Eventually, we will do some like lesson videos of simpler things, like changing oil or rotate or changing a tire or stuff like that. But for now, we'll have to work on this. So this is what my husband found out when he took it apart. We're working on the front end right now, trying to find out what the squeak was and stuff. Oh, the other thing that was wrong with it is it did kind of had, like, especially the first time you start it, like if it's been sitting for a while, it kind of has a little bit of trouble starting. He did find a ground wire that when we were at the dealership that had either been broken or chewed through by mice. We don't know which one. And so he's going to be replacing that. We won't know whether or not that's going to fix the starting problem until after we get it down on the ground and can start it. If it doesn't, then we'll start looking into other things of whether or not it's a starter issue or alternator issue or whatever's going on. So here's the first part of this project, finding out what was making the horrible noise in the front end or in the front tires. So here you go, guys.
So project Ford Explorer Sport Trac. We have pulled the tires off. We just used a 4-way, pulled the lug nuts off. Looked in here, and it needs brakes. For a 2005, it's not too rusty. It needs shocks. The shocks are about ready to rust through on the bottom, and the arm is 100% rust, so those will be fun to get out. But that's the good news. It's not a wheel bearing. Making noise up here is just brakes. We might need calipers from the rust, maybe. So there's the other shock, same condition, maybe a little worse. So the other thing we're going to do tonight is install this ground. When I was looking at it at the dealership, I seen that the ground was bad and it can cause electrical problems. So, right here. So, that ground that goes from the frame to the body is very important. You can get voltage on the frame and it'll cause ECU issues and all kinds of other stuff. So we're going to pull those off and clean them and install the new ground. Okay, so here's what the ground strap looks like installed. Again, this is important because it grounds your body to your frame and prevents ghost voltage from going the wrong way into the ECUs. So that's what it looks like.
Okay, so after he inspected everything and figured out what was going on pretty much with the front end, of course, we had to get parts. So this was him the next night doing the brakes. I did not get the full video of him doing the brakes. It's basically just him kind of taking them off and stuff. Unfortunately, time constraints kind of come into play when we're trying to work stuff out. So I wasn't able to stay through the whole brake thing, but you kind of can get the gist of what shape the brakes were in. So here's that video.
So we're going to remove the caliper. This is a full floating caliper. Surprisingly modern design for how old the truck is. This suspension and brake setup is not that different from, say, a new Silverado. So we're going to take these two bolts out here, the 14 millimeter. You're going to need a ratchet with a socket. This one extends and shortens for more leverage. It's pretty nice. You're going to need something to pry it off with. So once you take the bolts out, you got to pry it up. And then you need a C-clamp to squeeze the calipers back together to make the new pads fit.
Okay. Well, you just do your thing and I'll try to record what I can.
So lefty loosey, righty tighty. So I just want to break loose both of them. Don't take one off, because if you do, when you go to loosen it, the whole caliper will move. The added leverage helped.
And definitely don't lose your bolt. So we did find out this truck has we just bought this truck. It's actually going to be our youngest daughter, who's getting ready to get her driver's license here pretty soon. It's going to be her truck to drive. We wanted to make sure we got a truck because we do need stuff to haul stuff around for the house, firewood and things like that. But we also wanted to make sure that it was safe for her since she's going to start driving right before winter hits. We wanted to make sure it was a 4x4 for one, so that we can make sure she was safer in the snow and the ice. But when we bought this, we actually got quite a bit of money off of it because we found all kinds of things wrong with it that Joe can fix himself. And so they gave us a big discount on it. We're teaching our daughter, well, he is teaching, I keep saying we. He is teaching our daughter how to work on it too. She wants to learn how to work on cars and stuff, and probably motorcycles, which is what she's the most interested in. And so anyways, when we bought it, it had a really nasty squeak coming from the front driver's side tire. And Joe took it apart last night, which there's the video at the beginning for that, and found out that the brakes were rubbing really bad, and then one of the shocks are bad. Was that it, Joe?
And the sway bar link in.
Oh, the sway bar link is bad. So
this is the problem with this side. So this side was squeaking too, we just couldn't hear it. So you're supposed to lube these up when you put them on, and no one lubed it, so this brake is stuck in the slide. It's like I'm hitting solid steel.
Oh,
so I get really forceful with it, knock it out of there.
Now, can doing that hurt anything on the truck?
No. No, because we're going to change the slides. It comes with new slides.
Oh, okay.
You can see since it couldn't slide, it was stuck on, and there's no pad left.
So basically, it's just been driving around with the brake on?
Yeah, slightly on.
That's great. Okay. Sweet.
So you can see the difference in thickness.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
So you can feel it. And I got it before it's grooved so we can reuse the rotor. It's plenty thick.
Now, how would you know if you needed to replace the rotor? What would you be looking for?
You feel a giant, if you can get your fingernail in the groove, it needs change.
Okay.
I can't get my fingernail in, it's just rust. The rust don't count, the groove past the metal.
Now, is it normal for them to be rusted that bad? Or is...
Yeah, because the shoe doesn't, this is raw metal, so raw metal rust.
Okay.
The shoe rubs it off, but the shoe doesn't hit the whole thing, so there's always a ridge. And it's a good idea to take and knock this down, and I will with the grinder or a buffing wheel, just so it doesn't rub the new pads.
Okay. So could that be part of the reason why, like, if you buy a new car, you don't get a squeak, but then you change the brake pads and then you do get a squeak? Could that be because of the rust that's now formed on that?
No.
No?
That's the pad material. They're getting more and more metal in them for stopping distance, for safety, and the more metal, just the more noise. It's just how it is.
Okay. Cool.
So even the newer semis are loud all the time too, and the drivers complain.
Well, I complain when mine starts squeaking after we change the brakes. I don't like it.
So you can use a pad. They have a tool that slides in here. You can push them both together, but you don't need the tool. You can just use the old pad and a C-clamp.
And so that's pushing those back inside?
Yep. Now if you have a newer car, like 2017 and newer, don't do this. You will need a scan tool. Most of them you have to activate the ABS to release the pressure.
So this is what basically makes your brakes, it does it move out the less you have on the pad, it moves out more?
Yeah, the caliper.
So you got to move it back in for the new brakes to fit.
Yeah, I'm just pushing the pistons in.
Now see, I don't think I'd be strong enough to do that. Now, is there like a power tool that does this too, Joe? Or is this just all
so the tool you use, the impact driver.
Oh, okay. So since Joe works as a diesel mechanic and we do not have a garage that's big enough to work on semis, most of his like more expensive tools are at work. So we just kind of use whatever we got here. So a lot of times it's the old manual way.
This is what you get with a car with 80,000 miles when it's this old. It's just surface rust. So it's knocking this down so you don't get stuck in the pads. If it's not falling off easy, it's not a threat. You just want to get the big stuff off. Give her a smack. This is not normally needed because when you drive a car, the heat keeps these clean, but this car hasn't been driven in a while. When I looked at it, I could tell it had been sitting for quite a while. So these are probably going to be a problem.
So Hope is over there cleaning up rust and stuff on some of the things that need to be cleaned off, and then also to check to see if it needs to be replaced. As you can see, Joe's trying to do some of the things here. Get some of that clammed up gunk off of there.
So my socket wasn't going to go on, so I have to clean the heads of the bolts off. I might need my 1/2 inch for this. Let's see if I can get it with a 3/8.
Is it 15?
I think it's 15.
And he is standing on the jacks so you can see in his toolbox. Oh my. Okay, you guys, so that was all I got last night of him taking the brakes off. He did also start replacing the shocks on the truck as well. And I will try to do an update before he puts everything back together. I think he still has some things to do on the front before he puts everything back on. So I'll try to make sure that I do an update and kind of have him explain what all he did in a later video. But for now, this is what we're doing. So we'll be doing stuff on this truck off and on for a little while. If you have any questions, please just put them in the comments and I'll try to get him to ask them, or to answer them, not ask them, sorry. Or if you have questions about other mechanical issues, it doesn't have to be just about this truck. I can ask him, and either we will get a response to you, or even maybe make a video of it as a response, so that everybody can kind of get the answer to the question. So that's it, you guys. So I will keep updating you as things go along. I will try to come back later too, before he finishes up the whole front of the, well, not the front end, the whole front tires of the truck. To kind of update you what all has been done and move on from there. So I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Like and subscribe if you like, or don't if you don't. Everyone have a good day. Enjoy your DIY projects. Enjoy your mechanical projects. Enjoy whatever projects you're doing right now. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.